everyone, Jackie Monroe here with your Optimism Tip of the Week. So recently Dr. Russ has spent a lot of time in the blog talking about self-worth. And in fact, on our radio show this week, we also were chatting about the topic of self-worth and how to maintain and increase your self-worth. So I wanted to expand on that topic a little bit today, and I want to start by identifying the differences between self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. They all do kind of go hand in hand, but they are definitely separate things, and I think it's really easy for us to sort of put them all into one bubble and kind of forget the differences. So self-confidence is the belief in your own abilities, whereas self-esteem is more how you feel about yourself. And self-worth then is the value that you have of yourself and where that value comes from. So have you ever taken a minute to just think about how you determine your own self-worth? Dr. Russ reminds us that those values really need to come from internal things like your internal personal strength, your faith, your character, things that you can control, and not on external measures like how much money you make, who you're dating or who you're married to, the kind of car you drive, if you have the latest tech gadget, if you're popular, if people seem to like you, those sorts of things. So you have to remember that while it's easy to get sucked into this mentality, it's not good to base your self-worth off of how people perceive or think of you, whether they think of you highly or poorly. It shouldn't be based on what other people think. So how do we build and maintain self-worth? Well, one of the best ways to do it is to practice self-sacrifice, exercising self-control and restraint through deferred gratification actually builds us up from within. And when we do build from within, we don't need those external factors, immediate gratification or any of those kind of things, even though that's what our culture is pumping us to believe these days. So it is hard to remember, and whether we're tempted to make, purchases for clothing or gadgets, if you want to be the first one of your friends to have the newest phone or the newest computer or whatever, if you want to indulge yourself with that extra dessert or that really rich food, you think I deserve it, you actually, in the end, I mean, on the front end, let's be honest, those things do make us feel better for about a moment, but that kind of satisfaction doesn't last, and it's certainly not the way to build your self-worth. This week, take a look at your own self-worth and figure out if you could use a little more how you are actually identifying your self-worthiness, whether it's from internal or external factors, and take a few days just to really focus on it and practice some self-sacrifice. See what happens when you give up or abstain from something that you normally would indulge yourself in, and see if it makes you feel better to not engage in that activity or that behavior. If you're on a diet and you eat that piece of chocolate cake, yeah, you're going to feel great right after you eat it, but then an hour or a day later you're going to think, man, I blew my diet just for that, and you know what, it really wasn't worth it. So practice the self-sacrifice, increase your self-worth. Tune into our radio show this weekend if you would like more information on self-worth and self-sacrifice, and as always, you can visit us at the blog at www.drrussbus.com.